Cooking can be intimidating. There are so many ingredients, tools, and techniques involved. Many people just choose not to start. But it's healthier, less expensive, and can bring so much more joy than eating out. That is the premise behind Intro to Food. More about learning to cook than an actual cookbook, written by Martine Lacombe. She is joining us via Zoom this morning. Martine, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Michelle. Such a pleasure.
Well, let's talk about the why. What made you decide that you needed to write a book about learning to cook instead of an actual cookbook?
Thank you so much. And the book is inspired by my own daughter. And it's pretty much a compilation of all the texts she was sending me frantically from her dorm room. Mom, I'm at the supermarket. Mom, how do I do this? Mom. So I started sending very lengthy texts back to her. And then my friends were asking me, oh my gosh, copy paste that text. I need the same thing for my kid. And half jokingly, one day someone said, Martine, you got to write the book. We're tired of going back and forth with our kids on how to survive in the kitchen. And that's where it started, inspired by my own daughter after her second year of college.
I love this. Born out of necessity, because
Yes,
those text messages, they can get real long. So let's talk about, because it is unique being a college student and trying to cook, because I think you have a lot of limitations for like space and for the things that you have and access. So let's talk about some of the mistakes and some of the things that students can do to right their game in the kitchen.
Thank you so much. I think the first mistake is not trying, and the first mistake is being very intimidated. For my daughter, she was leaving home that has a stocked pantry, and she went into a small apartment and said, Mom, I don't even know what mustard to pick at the supermarket, yet there's 40 different ones, and we have 5 at home. And for me was to really be able to simplify it for her, to say, pick one, start with one. You need to crawl before you run, and start with one. And really, there's no mistake. You know, you cannot go wrong. You know what you like. Is it going to be the best meal ever? Maybe not. But take notes and keep trying. So that's been the biggest mistake I've seen students making, is not even trying and relying on those very convenient food delivery services that really add up on the budget.
Absolutely. So expensive. And that is, yes. I think every experience you have in the kitchen you learn from, and it just makes you better. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the other nuggets, the takeaways that students can get, why this might be a perfect gift to give one of your college students so they can try some new things in 2025.
Thank you. And it is a perfect gift. And I know a few people have gotten it this year for Christmas. The reason is, if you have nowhere to start, and we talk about college students, but I like to talk about lifelong learners, anybody who's trying to get better in the kitchen, the book covers everything from assess what you currently have before making a shopping list. When you go to the supermarket, where should you look, right? Don't stick at eye level. Look up, down, and sideways. That's where the big deals are typically. Don't go shopping hungry, and that is a really, really big one. Don't go shopping hungry, because everything looks appetizing. And make it a game. This is not meant as a chore, and oftentimes students think that cooking is going to be a chore, taking them away from the studies. But you know what? Cooking is chemistry. Cooking is a lot of life skills. And instead of playing mindless games on the phone, chop a carrot. It is the same concept. Don't play the pretend cooking game. Play the real game. Take time away from the studies. And it's all, to me, about the whole self-care. College is hard. You're not just a learning machine. You're becoming an independent adult. Learn self-care. Take a moment, take a deep breath, listen to music, cook yourself a simple meal, and enjoy that meal.
I love that. That's actually things that we can all take, I think, not just college students. It sounds like a lot of beneficial information for anyone who feels a little intimidated by cooking in the kitchen. So if your daughter could describe your kitchen skills, what would they be?
Oh, my kitchen skills are completely erratic. We've got plenty of food in the kitchen, and that's something I like to say. I have made meals out of a carrot, an egg, and a stale piece of bread. It's all about creativity, and it doesn't have to be complicated. I think my best recipes came out of necessity, when I was too lazy to go to the store and said, we've got to figure something out. We have a few cashews, we have a carrot, we have leftover rice. stir fry. There we go. So I think she would say mom is very creative. And if the meal sometimes lacks a little bit, I like to add more pizzazz with a napkin or something. And I call it the little magic, like make it look cute and distract from maybe the taste that could use a little help.
That sounds kind of like my golf game. As long as I look cute, that's all that matters.
That's what it is. Make it look cute.
Right. And you know, speaking of, you know, taking what you have and making something out of it, you have a little recipe to share with us real quick.
I have a recipe, and it is a million recipes because I don't measure, or like I like to say, measure with a heart. Lots of people like to eat salads, and you can go to the store. There's thousands of different jar dressings, some with dubious ingredients. So with just a few things, I always make my salad dressing at home. And very simply, let's make lunch together, right? So I start with half a lemon, which is one of the ingredients I recommend everybody have in the kitchen, because any meal with a slice of lemon becomes fancy. Put a slice of lemon in a glass of water, instantly bougie. So fresh lemon is something, 50 cents for mini lemon. So I squeeze the lemon directly in the bowl. You can go fancy and get a juicer. I don't even bother with it. I squeeze directly in the bowl. If there are seeds, I pick them up and I flick them in the garbage. And then you see the lemon. And then you take the olive oil, the best quality you can afford, and you just pour some olive oil in it. How much olive oil, you say? I don't know. A second, 2 seconds. Again, the dressing will be different every single time. So it's like having 1,000 different jars of dressing in your own kitchen. I like mustard. Which mustard? The one you have. If it's Dijon, if it's French, if it's anything, yellow mustard. If you have a packet of mustard from your last hot dog, that's fantastic. Dump it in there. How much you say? I don't know. You measure with your heart. Same thing with the honey. You can have a packet, put some honey, and you know, we have what, 4 ingredients right now? Lemon, mustard, olive oil, honey, salt, and pepper. If you don't have a pepper grinder, you may have a little packet from your last run to the fast food place. All in there, whisk it. If you don't have a whisk, use a fork, and then whatever greens you have, dump it in there, and there you go. You will never know what it will taste like. If you like more mustardy, add mustard. Every single time you make the dressing, it's going to taste different. And you're good to go. Very simple, just a few cents worth of ingredients, and you've got yourself a phenomenal meal.
I love it. I love it. Martine, thank you so much for joining us. And I learned something too. Just pick up all of the packets of condiments when you're walking out and you can make salad dressing, right?
You can, absolutely, Michelle. Very resourceful.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing this with all of us. You want to learn more, introtofood.com. You can also follow on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube.